Welcome back, guys. I'm here with another episode of Bible Q&A. Today we're discussing, do we get what we deserve? The answer is yes. The Bible has talked a lot about how everyone, good or bad, is going to reap what they sow. When you plant apples, you get apples. It's as simple as that. We have to reap what we sow. Matthew chapter 7 verses 17 to 18. As it was said in Galatians, be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. A good example of this was Haman. He wanted to kill Mordecai because he wouldn't bow to him, but in the end, he was killed on the very apparatus he was going to use to kill Mordecai. And this isn't just Bible stories. It is happening right now because Jesus and his children and Satan and his own children are reaping what they sow. For all the work that Jesus has done for God, he is going to be heavily rewarded according to Philippians chapter 2 verses 5 to 8. He is being crowned king of God's kingdom. As it was said in Psalms, for thou preventest him with the blessing of goodness. Thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head. Psalms chapter 21 verse 3. Satan the devil, on the other hand, couldn't do anything to this guy. He tried to kill him using the Pharisees, but he was resurrected. And in Revelation he would say, I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen, and have the keys of hell and of death. Revelation chapter 1 verse 18. Satan the devil was stuck with the earth now. He couldn't take over heaven. So now he is deceiving people in order to try to ruin God's plans. However, God doesn't like what he's doing, even though it's not going to affect heaven or anything. So Satan's still going to have to reap what he sowed. How is this happening? All his institutions and ideas are being taken out by God's kingdom, even though it doesn't look like it. This has been shown in Isaiah chapter 63 verses 1 to 14 and Revelation chapter 19 verses 11 to 21. Satan is eventually going to be destroyed, and we're never going to hear about him again, according to 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verses 7 to 10. It is pretty obvious then that if the big guys can reap what they sow, the little guys can reap what they sow too. When churches sow hypocrisy and wickedness, they are not going to get away with it. They are not going to escape anything God throws at them, according to Ezekiel chapter 38 verses 19 to 20. So don't be like them. That's my advice. We should be sowing seeds in God's business, helping God with his word so that it can grow and grow, as described with the parable of the mustard seed in Matthew chapter 13 verses 31 to 32. We can also look at Psalms chapter 145 verses 10 to 13 and Daniel chapter 2 verse 44. When we invest in God's business, we are going to be protected according to Luke chapter 16 verse 9. God will show us love according to Hosea chapter 10 verse 12, Revelation chapter 14 verse 13, and Exodus chapter 20 verse 6. It might not be instantaneous, but eventually, in God's time, it will come. As it was said in Galatians, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. This kind of reward is something that the world can never give us. Let's summarize with Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 10. Let's just make it clear that everyone gets what they deserve. I, the Lord, search the heart, I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 10. And that is where I'm going to stop with this Bible Q&A. Do we get what we deserve? Absolutely yes. Everyone is going to be rewarded for their goodness or destroyed because of their evil. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.